Hello and welcome to Technically Edinburgh, the podcast for and about technicians at the University of Edinburgh. My name is Lee Murphy.
And I'm Charli Corcoran, and our guest today is Anna Raper, Bioimaging and Flow Cytometry Facility Manager at the Roslin Institute. Anna's also a member of the Technician Steering Committee as the Technician Champion for the Easterbush campus, and Anna's joining us today to talk about her experience of the Herschel Programme for Women in Technical Leadership. The programme's run by UKITSS, and it's a national programme designed to elevate and advance opportunities for women who are current or aspiring leaders in technical roles. It launched in 2021, and since then, over 1,000 technicians from over 100 institutions in the UK have completed the programme. Anna took part this year. Is that right, Anna? Is it this year?
Yeah.
This year. And we're very much looking forward to finding out a bit more about your experience, Anna. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
So let's start off with an easy question. Can you just tell us a little bit about your role at the university? Just really short and what you get up to day to day.
Sure. I mean, you've already introduced me. I manage the bioimaging and flow cytometry facility here at the Roslin Institute. So there's a team of 4 of us that look after the facility. We look after high-end imaging equipment, flow cytometry, and micro CT. I love what I do. Every day brings different challenges. So we advise users on experimental design, which equipment they should use, and how to get the best out of the equipment. And we train them to use the equipment themselves. And the other thing I love about my job is the fact that every day is different, and I love the sort of blue petering aspect of it. So we have to come up with new ways of doing things in veterinary. A lot of the stuff has never been done before, so we have to come up with new workarounds. But my favourite bit is probably seeing users gain confidence in the technology and producing awesome data.
We hear that a lot, I think, don't we, Lee? Is our favourite bits about our jobs, how every day is different.
Yeah, it's part of the fun of being a technician.
So how did you first hear about the Herschel Programme?
So I first heard of the Herschel Programme through the technicians community and from various different places, but I was also afforded it from our senior management team who said that they'd be supportive of me applying. So I think that gave me the final push to actually apply. I think I would kind of lack confidence in actually going for it for myself, and as a technician we don't have a lot of time, so I think it was good to have that push from senior management to say it's okay to make time, that this is important. And this is why I'm doing this podcast as well. It's important to spread that word and my experience of what the programme entailed.
And was there something specific about the Herschel Programme that appealed to you, that made you want to do it?
Yeah, so when I undertook my PhD, I was the first single parent for the university to be accepted onto that programme. And it's kind of always left me with a bit of a feeling of responsibility in the job that I do, to make sure that I'm doing the best that I possibly can, so that the next person in my footsteps doing the same job as me has these opportunities and gets these opportunities. So I kind of feel, being a manager, I want to do the best at the job that I'm doing, and especially being a woman in management, having those tools and making sure that I'm doing a good job made me apply to that programme.
And we should say at this point that the Herschel Programme is aimed at women in it. That is a programme specifically for women technicians.
It's aimed at women in technical management roles. I'd say the programme actually encompasses people who are aspiring managers, so not just managers. It gives you a broad range of tools.
And what was the application process like?
So it was pretty straightforward, actually. I think the hardest part was committing to the process and mentally preparing yourself. But actually, the application is straightforward. You just have to write a short statement. Your line manager has to write a statement, and your institute has to agree to support you financially to attend the in-person final closing event. So the one I attended was in Birmingham, so it's travel down to there and staying over.
So the whole programme's online, apart from the final event?
So it's a 6-month programme that's online, except for the in-person closing event.
And since we're talking about applications, we should probably say that applications are currently open, which is one of the reasons we're getting this podcast out as quickly as we can. I think it's the 4th of November that applications close.
And we'll definitely put that in the show notes.
Once you'd applied and you'd got accepted, what was the program like? What did it involve?
So the program is a 6-month online program. So you have various talks and workshops as a big sort of welcome event online, where you hear inspiring talks from people from all aspects of technical roles. And then you have various workshops that you attend online, and you have breakout groups. So you have dedicated groups that you work through problems with. So you're assigned tasks that are appropriate to each of the learning remits that you're working on in that session. You troubleshoot. People usually put forward problems that they've had that relate to the problem or the topic that you're talking about. And it's an interactive program, so it's not just listening. It does require input from you.
Did you find, even though it was online, it was easy to have that interactive element to it?
I think so. It was incredibly well managed, I think. So people really are interactive, and cameras on, and you get put into your breakout rooms, and there's faces that you always recognize people in that group. Mm-hmm. So it makes it really personable. And you have a core group that you actually work with, where you will see these people, and you have a final activity. We have to present a poster at the end of the meeting, at the end of the course, and so you have a lot of interaction with that group.
Was there any part of the course that's particularly stood out for you that you found particularly useful?
I think for me I really enjoyed hearing the different challenges of people in similar roles to myself, and how different people actually deal with that. The challenges, everybody has different ways of dealing with things. So whether it's being ultra organized, or coming up with lists, or they have to just approach it head on. So I really enjoyed sort of the one-to-one, not the one-to-one sessions, but the group sessions, where we did sort of practically help solve problems for people. And it was things like one of the people in my group was really sort of hitting a barrier for promotion, but it was just having that difficult conversation with her manager. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the program, she actually got promoted to a more senior role. So it was lovely to see that progression in somebody's career and being part of it.
And what about things that were maybe surprising or more challenging on the course? Anything stick out there?
I think the challenge is seeing all these topics and taking a step back and look at yourself. I think it's always hard to sort of, you think you're doing a good job, but actually look at yourself and say, what could I do better? How can I apply this to make myself a better manager? And what can we put in place, and how are we failing in what we're doing? I think that's always hard to sort of look at yourself. I mean, for me, it's a constructive thing. It's good. I'm not thinking it's bad. I think it's just giving you the right tools to do better.
Yeah, and often it's that kind of time for the self-reflection, isn't it?
Exactly.
Gives you that kind of ring-fence time.
Yeah, having the time and actually, just the reflection and the tools to think about it as well. I mean, one thing that the Herschel Programme, it's a 6-month program, but the material that you get given and the information you learn is not something that just stops after 6 months. I mean, you're still going back to listen to the recordings. They give you reading material, books, suggestions. So it sets you up for life.
Was it good to have the opportunity to connect with other women in technical roles from across the UK?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting. I think it was a broad spectrum of people of different roles. So it's not just sort of facility management roles. It's everybody. We had somebody who's in theatre as well, so in a technical role. So it was really interesting hearing the challenges that they face as well.
So you're saying that it sets you up for the future, and it's giving you all these tools and things to help you out going forward, even when the course is finished. I think it's that taking part has influenced how you look at your role in your career.
Yeah, definitely. I think it definitely has changed how I look at things. I think now going forward, I handle situations very differently as well. I mean, I've always tried to sit back and listen, but I think one of the sessions is sort of actually, it was the final meeting that we had, the final event. One of the talks was really inspiring, and it was a technical manager that was talking, and she sort of said that she has to learn how to deal with each member of her team, and each one needs a different way of being managed, being listened to, and approaching problems together that way. And I think that's really, really useful.
So is that one of the things that you've brought back to your team then? Is that how you've changed your practice?
I think so, yeah, because understanding that some people really do like working from lists and having it very planned and organised and regimented, while other people that would really smother them, and they can't work like that. So one shoe doesn't fit all. I think it's having that understanding. I think one of the other things I think I really enjoyed from the workshops was those ones that are looking at culture as well, and just taking a step back and looking around your institute and sort of seeing what is the work culture like, and how that influences the motivation of the people working there. And you can tell a lot just by stepping back and looking around and see, are people happy or are they not? And the small things that make a big difference in work life. I think it's worth thinking about these things in your day-to-day life.
Oh, that's really interesting, Anna. I think you kind of go into it thinking about maybe the leadership of your team, but there you're kind of then taking a step back and seeing the much bigger picture and your kind of role in that kind of, I guess, more senior leadership there. It's
yeah. I mean, it's interactions you have with everybody. I mean, we work in a facility, but that facility works with another facility. It works with finance. We work with the huge spectrum across the whole university. And one conversation you can have with somebody, you can either engage with them or alienate them. And it's important to build a community and just understand what's going on around you. Just step back and just look and see what's happening.
It sounds like a really valuable course. Would you recommend it? Did you enjoy it? And do you suggest to our listeners that they should consider applying?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm glad that somebody prodded me to do it. I like the sound of the course. So I hope that somebody's prodding other people to do it. I hope that they listen to this podcast and it's a bit of a prod in the right direction, because it does give you so many insights and opportunity to reflect. And I think it isn't just aimed at people in management roles. It's definitely aimed at people who are aspiring or progressing in their careers. It's being able to have these difficult conversations, like the person in our group who hadn't dared to put themselves forward to deal with the situation of approaching to say, how can I get promoted? How do you get your work acknowledged? So it's important because it teaches you to deal with these sort of situations, making sure that you're heard as well as a technician, and to make sure that you and your team are recognised and own your work. You're doing the job. I think it's important.
So you said that we should kind of maybe prod people to go onto this, and so let's do that now. And Charli, you were kind of thinking about the Herschel Programme.
I am thinking about it, yeah.
So what are you thinking now, having listened to Anna? You do it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really keen to do it. But obviously, I guess I'm moving roles, so I'm not sure whether this next year is right for me with taking on a new job at the same time as maybe starting this course, but we'll see.
Maybe it's the ideal time.
Maybe. I've got a week to think about it, so I think.
Well, you can tell the listeners on our next podcast.
It'll be a good idea, actually, because if you're changing roles, then you can air that in the group and just say the challenges that you're facing.
That's true. Yeah.
Bring those tools into it. Use it as a learning.
I've been thinking about it for a few years, actually, and to be honest, like what you said at the start about needing that kind of push from senior management, I think I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, oh, I think I could do it, but should I put myself forward, or should I wait for someone else to kind of put me? Do you know what I mean?
And I think if you've been thinking about it for a couple of years, Charli, then I think then that tells you that you're ready to go now. Because you'll just find another reason next year to put off if you don't.
That's true. There always will be, won't there? Another reason.
I think it's quite unique to have management push you. So I think if you're thinking about it, just ask them.
It goes to everyone else listening as well. Just send that email. Ask your manager. Yeah. Don't be like me and sit on it for 2 years and then can't do it because you're moving roles and just getting all tied up in knots.
Yeah, there's never the right time. You're always busy, but once you've got 6 months ahead of you to put those dates in the diary.
That's true. Yeah.
So Anna, there are other opportunities within the university, for example, the Edinburgh Leaders course. Have you then thought about what your next steps might be in this area?
So I have done the first stage and then an Edinburgh Managers course before.
Yep.
And so then I've done the Herschel Programme. And I think for myself, I found the Herschel Programme more appropriate to my role and being a woman in a technical management role. But yeah, I would definitely consider going on to do other programs as well.
Great. Fantastic. Was there anything else you would like to say that we've not covered that you think is maybe important for people to know about the course?
No, you get so much information and tools, and it's a great opportunity to hear amazing talks from people that have just done incredible stuff with their life. So even if you don't learn anything from the course, just having that opportunity to hear people and their life experiences is enough to take away.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Anna and Lee. Lovely to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Have a good week. I was going to say have a good Christmas then, but I don't think we're quite there yet. It's not quite. Happy Halloween.
Thanks, Simon. It's been great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Technically Edinburgh, the podcast for and about technicians at the University of Edinburgh. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and wherever you get your podcast. And if you have a spare 2 minutes, please leave us a review and let us know what you think of the episode. Thinking about applying for the Herschel Programme and would like to speak to Anna in person, we've left her contact details in the show notes, so please do get in touch. She's more than happy to speak to you about her experience. So just a quick save the date, we will be holding a technical staff Christmas social this year on Thursday the 4th of December. So please keep an eye out on your emails and on our social media for more information and how to sign up to come along to that. I'm very excited about it. So looking forward to seeing you all there. See you next time.